Great. I mean, from the beginning, it was the way the community came together and just rallied around this application. Our application is very tedious. It's 46 pages in length, asks a lot of questions, and what we look for in that is how many people were involved in doing it. If it's one person or two people, it doesn't really show community support. When we saw the list of, I don't know, maybe 12.5 people that were involved in filling out that application, we knew that we had a community that cared about this program.
And so what specifically about Shullsburg kind of stood out in their application?
Number one, their history. The Main Street program is based on you have to have a collection of historic buildings. So, I mean, downtown Shullsburg has got that and more. Their architecture is just a strong foundation for that. Their community support was another one to show all the work of the volunteer program, or the Main Street program, is based on volunteers. So by just seeing what we saw in that application, we knew that they had a strong base to work on.
And so, now I heard they're the only one that was selected this year?
Right. You know, just because of the requirements of the Main Street program, you have to have a paid staff person, you have to have a separate board, you have to show funding support for at least 3 years. It doesn't make it a viable option for many programs. So Shullsburg was our only program to apply this year, which isn't unusual. We've only had one in the past couple of years. But you know, it's not a guarantee that even if they're the only one that we would accept them in there. We still measure them against our criteria.
Yeah.
So their strong application just made it a no-brainer.
And so what happens now for Shullsburg?
Yeah, all of our work is training and technical support. For instance, in the beginning, October 11th, we'll have a resource team made up of our 3 downtown team members and 2 other consultants that we hire. We'll spend 3 days in Shullsburg just learning as much as we can based on community interviews, and we'll give recommendations for next steps forward. And then Joe Lonizak, Aaron Welty, and I will work with the community to implement those recommendations.
Great.